So, as we mentioned last week, yesterday was Star Trek Day, the 55th
Woo!
anniversary of the first airing of the original series back in 1966. It was a little bit longer of an event than I realized. It was almost 3 hours streaming last night, hosted by Will Wheaton and Mika Burton, LeVar Burton's daughter. They had a live orchestra that was fantastic. So they got to do, as they would talk about some of the legacy shows, they'd actually play the opening themes kind of after the actors would speak. So they played a version of the Enterprise theme, and after George Takei spoke, they played the original series theme. So they had a lot of nice homages to the previous series, as well as a whole slew of new information about the upcoming series. Most of them now have release dates, and we kind of have a sense of when things are coming out. Star Trek Lower Decks, which is the more adult-themed animated show, which is actually airing now, had a mid-season trailer, so they got to show off a little bit more.
What do you mean by adult-themed?
So think, what would it be? Simpsons or Family Guy or something. Wow. It's an animated show,
that
but
is not
you're not
about adult-themed.
Adult-themed. No, it's not Star Trek. Goes deep in space.
The lower
yeah. It's not the lower parts of the lower decks. It's just lower decks. That is airing now. So they had a nice little interview with some of the cast. The ones that I was really interested in were the two new series that'll be coming out, Prodigy and Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds, I think probably most in particular because Anson Mount's portrayal of Christopher Pike from season 2 of Discovery pretty much made him my favorite captain of all of them in that one brief season. So the fact that he could do that and then got his own show, I am so excited to see him, as well as the legacy characters that they're kind of reintroducing and retelling stories about.
Now, forgive me, Logan.
Sure.
Who's the character that plays Pike?
Anson Mount is the actor.
Mount. Well, what else has he been in? Because I don't know that name for some reason.
He was in what was the Marvel one that failed miserably? Inhumans, that's right. Inhumans.
Was he also in?
He was in Game of Thrones, wasn't he?
I might know him.
I think he was.
I do not believe he was. I wouldn't. I have not watched Game of Thrones. I don't think so.
Was he in Hell on Wheels?
Yes, Hell on Wheels.
Got it.
That's the other one.
Yeah, He has kind of like he's gone silver, a little bit silver.
A lot of it silver.
Yeah, no.
But it works for him. Yeah. And not only that, they released the rest of their cast, so they're actually having an Ensign Uhura that they have recast and are kind of re-bringing back into the fold. They'll have a Nurse Chapel, if you remember from one of the original episode, as well as a Dr. Mabenga, who I think we only saw in the beginning before even Bones came on. So that's going to be really exciting. And then one thing they just kind of slid in there that I had to actually catch on a replay was that one of the characters who was listed as the recurring first season character was a Lan Noonien Singh, if that last name rings any bells.
No.
Khan Noonien Singh?
Oh.
Yes.
Wait.
So is it a daughter? Is it a genetically engineered female clone? Like, who knows what's going on with that? And is she a reoccurring villain or part of the cast or on the ship, or who knows what's going on there? So they teased quite a bit in not saying anything about that. So I am even more excited than I was.
No, this sounds intriguing. Now, what networks? I'm sorry, did you say what networks these are going to be on?
So these are all streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right.
Everything is on Paramount Plus, which used to be CBS All Access.
Right. Because we've been having a lot of fun with these like watch parties. I would love to start doing some Star Trek episodes.
Yes, I would very much like to do that as well. Not only that, with Strange New Worlds, they've got Star Trek Prodigy, which is the second animated series that they're doing, and one that I'll actually be able to show my kids, which will be nice for a change. And one of the features of that one for me is getting to see my second favorite captain, Catherine Janeway. She'll be back voicing the animated Catherine Janeway this time.
Oh.
Kate Mulgrew will. And the villain's going to be voiced by John Noble.
You're making me turn to my nerd card here. What's John Noble from?
So many things. Lord of the Rings. Fringe. He's been in... You would see him or hear his voice and know him in a second, and I'm not doing his full bio justice. But he is a wonderful actor, a wonderful person. I got to meet him at conventions a couple times.
Oh yeah. To me, he's X-Files guy.
Okay, yeah, X-Files, sure.
Wasn't he the smoker in X-Files?
No, nope, different guy. He was not the smoking man.
The steward of Gondor.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Claire's trying to figure it out.
I remember.
Like, she's like, he was the king. And I'm like, no, he was the steward.
He was the one that.
He was the steward of Gondor.
Yeah, so I said,
that really nice.
Come, Hobbit, sing me a song.
I'm not gonna remember a line like that, but yes.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that'll be great. And then the fun thing too is that so Prodigy is going to start premiering on Paramount Plus on October 28th, and then on November 18th, Star Trek Discovery Season 4 begins, and that will actually mark the first time in 20 years that two Star Trek series have been running simultaneously. Since Voyager and Deep Space Nine did it back in the 90s.
Interesting. No, I hope they have a good run, and those series live long and they prosper.
I hope they do.
You see, I did the thing.
I can't do that. This is what you get from me. I can't do it. Like I get this.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah. Nope.
Very cool.
So yeah, that, and then Star Trek Picard just wrapped up filming. That will be February of 2022. Sometime around then, featuring Q will be back.
Q.
Yes, he'll be back causing trouble. And they released a full trailer that shows a very comprehensive time travel plot, putting them actually back in modern day, fixing things that apparently some mischievous things that Q had gotten up to. So that should be very interesting seeing that. And it was also preemptively renewed for a season 3. So there will be more Jean-Luc Picard coming as well.
Awesome. The only thing I remember is when Kirk and Spock went back to the 80s, and somebody cursed out Kirk because he was crossing the street against the light, and he said, "What are you doing, dumbass?" And he's like, "Well, a double dumbass to you." But you did it in the Kirk way. Double dumbass to you. There you go. Thank you. I'll be here all the week. Very cool. No, but we got to stay on top of these episodes because like I said, if we can start watching them and doing reactions, and first of all, the original series, I think that's on Netflix. I think
at least for now.
Yeah,
I know they're supposed to be all on Paramount Plus, so that there's one place to go. But I'm sure if some streaming service drops enough of a cash load at their door, they'll share for a little while.
Yeah, and I think probably Netflix is has a contract that needs to expire before they they're not just going to drop the shows.
Right.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Hey, Logan.
Yeah.
Clara wants to know if Wings is on Paramount Plus.
No, I don't want to know. I said Wings is on because it was on the CBS one. So if that's the neat replacement,
as far as I know, everything that was on, or pretty much everything that was on CBS, just carried over to Paramount Plus.
That's how she determines if we should get the subscription.
Honestly, I think the package I'm on was only like $5.99 a month.
Yeah, but when you had Netflix for what is it now, $12.99? You got HBO, then you that's it all adds up.
I hear you. It absolutely adds up.
Prices.
But for me, the consistency of the Star Trek, because I was originally just going to kind of get it while Discovery was on, and then drop it for 6 months and pick it back up. They're doing this, quarterly release of at least one Star Trek show. So it's just like, all right, fine, I'll just keep.
Yeah, and I bet you're not the only one.
I'm sure I'm not, and I'm sure that's why they're doing it.